So I finally did my makeup like I used to when I worked as Princess Jasmine at Disney. And so you can see kind of how it looks and how I got from no makeup to this. Yeah, it's this is how I used to do my makeup when I was Princess Jasmine at Disney, to the best of my ability. It's 10 years into the future. I don't have all my MAC makeup that I used to wear. But I hope you like this video. I hope it entertains you. And let's get started. I am barefaced, no makeup on right now. And when I would start to get ready in the mornings, I had already put on a wig cap, which is like a netting. And so I would just put that on and it would keep all my hair up and out of my face. And just, you know, nothing was gonna get in the way of my canvas here. So, you know, I have some scarring, a little bit of breakouts. I didn't have this when I was 21 and doing Jasmine. This came after I stopped doing Jasmine. My birth control, I got off of it and my skin went crazy. So anyway, here I am now at 30, almost 32. I'm 31 still, but you know, this is what I have to work with. So I'm just gonna start by taking a little eyebrow brush, and I'm just gonna start by, you know, brushing my eyebrows. So, and I'm also going to begin by using some Tarte Clean Slate Poreless 12-Hour Perfecting Primer. So have to put your primer on because summertime at Disney, that sun will melt the makeup off your face. So primer is essential. And I've put moisturizer on already, just because at my age, I need a little moisturizer. So the primer just kind of helps even out the skin's texture, get rid of the look of the larger pores. And I really like the Tarte primer. I feel like it's just silky smooth all over my skin. I don't feel like it clogs my pores. I really like this one. And this was a sample I got, so I might be buying this again, I'm not sure. And I'm just going to soften my lips with some baby lips, because my lips are dry right now, and this helps. Like if foundation gets on my lips, it's just easier to take off or whatever, I don't know. Just, you don't want chapped lips when you're doing a character. So, all right, so I'm gonna start with my foundation. And when I did Jasmine, I had a MAC Pro card, so I used to get 20% discount off of all MAC cosmetics. And we didn't have Sephora back in my day. Sephora wasn't around yet. Ulta, none of those big beauty stores. I probably would be shopping there now if I did Princess Jasmine, but you know, MAC was what we had, and MAC was the best. And so that's what I used. I used their Pro Fix Foundation, I believe it was called. But today I'm just using drugstore Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Radiant Firming Makeup with titanium dioxide, SPF 18, because you need SPF at Disney. So I'm gonna put that on my skin. And I like a fuller coverage. I bring it down to my neck because I don't want any foundation lines. And I like to use my fingers. Sometimes I use a brush, but today I felt like using my fingers, so that's what I'm doing. I've met some professional makeup artists who don't like to use brushes at all. They do all of their work with their fingers, and I don't think I could do that, but good for them. And I used to like to have baby wipes on hand because sometimes makeup would get on my fingers and I would have to wipe my fingers. And I believe they had baby wipes in the break room or in the cosmetology room with the princesses, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they still have those. They had Q-tips, they had sponges, false eyelashes, whatever you needed. Cosmetology had it for the girls to use. Wig caps galore. And this is the Real Techniques brush that I'm using, foundation brush. I think it's called a stipple brush. I love it. You guys recommended it to me, actually. Y'all were commenting, you need to be using Real Techniques brushes. So I bought it and I love it. Would suggest it to anybody. So thank you guys for suggesting it. So now I have my foundation on. I just try to make sure it's blended as much as possible. And now I move on to my concealer. And the concealer that I'm using right now I really love. It is the Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Treatment Concealer. Love this stuff, so just put it on. And then I have my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, so I just kind of use that to blend it all in. I really like the price point of the e.l.f. brushes. So now I want to do a little more concealer on some of the spots that the foundation didn't cover. You know, I want to make sure that I look as flawless as possible. I didn't have all these spots when I did Jasmine, so it like drives me nuts to see them now, because you know, I would put a little foundation and boop, I was done. You know, now I have to, you know, cake all this makeup on to try to create the same look as before. And this concealer is called Blemish Heal, and it is by Almay, and it's clear complexion concealer, and I really like it. So I don't wear makeup that often anymore. It's hard to doll up when you have a 1-year-old. I have to get my husband to watch my daughter if I want to do myself up all crazy. And I'm just using my middle finger to sort of tap and blend it out. So the wet foundation and concealer is on. Now I want to use my Laura Mercier powder to shake it up, shake it up. I want to use this to finish my face, like make sure there's no more sticky wet spots on my skin. And this is just like a big fluffy powder brush. I'm just dusting on all of the powder. Boom. Okay, I think I've dusted enough powder on. And then like sometimes I feel like I've gotten powder stuck in my eyebrows, so I brush them out, or brush out the eyebrows to get any powder that got stuck in my brows. And you know, let's see, does it match my neck décolleté? I don't know, I might be getting a little more sun on my décolleté. I gotta put some sunblock, so, you know, because you change colors throughout the year. During the winter, your skin is a little more fair, which I think I bought these colors, foundations and things last fall, so I wasn't as dark. But then, now that I've been in the sun more with spring and it's heating up here in Florida, I might have to start getting some darker shades of foundation. So I often had more than one foundation in my cosmetics bag doing Jasmine, just because depending on the time of year, I might use a little more of my dark foundation or my light foundation. I had a lot of more makeup than I have now when I did Jasmine. Okay, so the next thing that I would work on would be my eyes. Since I was saying that I used to use MAC, I have my MAC little bin here, and it has a few shades of eyeshadow. And so I'm gonna start by doing an all over color with this one here. And that's just gonna go all over my lid. And I don't remember them being really strict about the eyeshadow color, like the exact specific color that we had to use. They did give me a lipstick by Ben Nye, and I always stuck with the Jasmine lipstick. Whatever lipstick they wanted me to use, I felt like that was a very prominent makeup item on my face, so I did stick with the lipstick. I don't know how strict they are right now. You know, protocols might change. I think it depends on management. But when I worked there, 2004 to 2009, they were not very super strict about the exact colors, so long as the colors were in line with what they had shown me when I was hired. They really didn't make a big fuss about it. Now the Cinderellas and the Mulans, some of them had specific eyeshadow colors that they used to wear, and Disney, the cosmetologists, were a lot more strict with those girls about their eyeshadow. But with Jasmine, I do not remember them being super strict, or Pocahontas for that matter, with the exact color of the eyeshadow. So I just kind of did a deeper eye, like when I say deeper, so I'll just show you what I did, and it varied kind of day to day. I had a bunch of different natural type eyeshadows, like this nudes palette. You know, I would just, when I did Jasmine, I had a lot of similar colors to what you'll find in the nudes Maybelline palette, and I just sort of stuck to those types of colors, the more earthy tones, and you know, tried to do the most dramatic eye that I could, because Jasmine's eyes were a huge major feature on her face. And if you look at the Jasmines on Google, or you know, if you were to Google search, image search some of the characters, you'll see that the girls that they usually get to do Jasmine, their eyes are super big or dramatic, either because they cast girls with large dramatic eyes, or the girls themselves made up their eyes to look that way. So anyway, so that being said, here I go. Then I'm going to use my nudes palette, and I'm going to go with this color right here, and we're just going to use that to sort of add a little bit of drama to my eye area. And I'm just using another brush by e.l.f. It's the Professional Eyeshadow Brush by e.l.f. And I'm gonna blend that in using the Professional Blending Brush by e.l.f. So that is my eyeshadow look, and I don't remember if I really did much more than this with eyeshadow. I mean, I might have played around, got a little, you know, used this like dark brown color or some of the blacks and done a little bit more. So here, I'll do a little bit for fun. Just kind of throw it on the lid, or maybe inside, you know, just to add a little bit more drama. But again, the girls that they cast to do Jasmine, they already kind of had a dark eye that you would focus in on. You know, I feel like my dark eyebrows really help bring my eyes as one of the first things that you look at in my face. So I think that's, if you have like a nice, pretty, big brown eye, that's something that they'll be looking for when they're looking for their Jasmine. So that might be something at your audition, that you want to do up your eyes so that they're looking at your eyes, so that they'll consider you for that character. I know that I really did up my eyes with eyeliner for the audition that I did, so that might be something to think about. So, and we're just going to put a little bit of highlight for fun. I have a white, it's called Color Tattoo by Eye Studio, 24-hour Maybelline. So let's put some of that in there. I was kind of a rebel a little bit with the makeup. I used to add sparkles. I'm not going to add sparkles today because that wasn't part of the protocol, but cosmetology used to get mad at me for adding sparkles to my makeup a lot. So I really loved the sparkles, so I wanted to sparkle like Tinkerbell or something. So I'm just putting a little bit on the inside corner of my eye, just to add a little bit of highlight, and I will blend that out. So now comes one of the harder parts, putting on the false eyelashes. I hated this part, but when you do it every day at Disney, it becomes nothing. It's just, for me, I wasn't able to go super fast. I was never the best at putting on false eyelashes, but I will demonstrate how I did it. So I always had tissue, I always had my Duo waterproof eyelash adhesive, and then I'd have some eyelashes. And I'm just using these on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see them. I don't remember what brand these were when I bought them, but they remind me a lot of the Jasmine lashes that I used to wear. And I'm actually gonna cut these. These are, you know, this is how they gave them to me in the cosmetology room, but I had trouble like keeping them on all day long for hours. Like the ends would start coming off and I would have to add glue to keep it on, like, you know, just if it's a really hot day or what have you. So I'm actually gonna trim these so that they will last me longer throughout the day. They used to stay on better. So I put a little bit of adhesive, and this is a black adhesive. When it dries black. So I just put a little on tissue, and then I just take the eyelash and I run it along the glue. Making sure I got a good amount of glue on my lash. And then I just apply it to the outer edge there. And then sometimes I would take like the little extra lash that that I had trimmed and then also apply it to my lash line. So I think I will do that for you guys today. And it stayed on better for me. Like my lashes would stay on longer throughout the day when I trimmed them like that. And so you just let it dry. And now I'm gonna do the other eyelash. So now both of the eyelashes are on, and I did cut them in the middle again so that they would curve to my eye shape better and stay on longer throughout the day. So that was one of my problems, is when I would leave it all in one strip, they would come off. But if I cut them up, they stayed on better. So keep that in mind if you're having trouble keeping your eyelashes on. So then I used to just let these dry for a minute or two. And I think I had like at least 45 minutes to do my makeup. So, you know, you were just quick with everything else, and I always made sure to give myself plenty of time to do the eyelashes. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows while we're waiting for the lashes to dry, and I just like to use this nudes palette, and I take an angled brush like this one from e.l.f., the small angled brush, and I use this really dark color over here. I don't like to use black because the black is really harsh, but technically with Princess Jasmine sometimes I used black and it was fine. It, like with the big wig and everything, it blended fine. Like Jasmine has really thick, big brows. I don't know if you ever looked at the cartoon. They're usually hidden under her bangs, but she had some thick brows. You can tell she had a unibrow as a little girl, like me. But you know, I had a unibrow as a little girl. Rachel talked about how her skin was really fair growing up and she didn't like that or whatnot. But then those flaws ended up working for us as we got older. You turn, you know, her fair skin was perfect for Snow White. You know, my bushy brows, Jasmine, it was okay for Jasmine to have thick brows. So that's just, you know, because the cartoon was that way. So, you know, embrace your quirky characteristics because you never know how they can work for you in the future. So I'm just applying the eyeshadow, and then in a little bit I'm gonna come through and brush the eyeshadow through so it kind of softens it out a little bit. And I extend that eyebrow because Jasmine had nice long thick brows, and then use the eyebrow brush to, it's like an eyelash brush, I don't know. I just brush my eyebrows out with a brush of some kind. And my eyebrows are done for the Princess Jasmine look. Now I need my my eyeliner. Jasmine is known for, you know, those big, thick, beautiful lashes in the cartoon. You know, when my first day doing Jasmine, I didn't do the winged eyeliner. I just did a simple eyeliner around my eyes in addition to the false eyelashes. And I remember my character trainer, who was training me for Princess Jasmine, she said, "Oh, that's a very natural Jasmine look." Like she didn't yell at me because my, you know, eyeliner wasn't precise like what was on the makeup sheet that they gave me. They were looking to make sure that my makeup looked good, that I looked like the cartoon, enough like them. They weren't super strict on me with it has to be this way or else. So don't freak out if, you know, if your question is, you know, does Jasmine have a winged liner? Or is it, you know, I don't know. I've heard, you know, and my time, I worked 2004 to 2009. The makeup protocols are probably different today than what they were in my day. I mean, I've looked at the makeup of the Cinderellas from the 1960s and 70s, or not 60s, but the 70s and 80s. The makeup is totally different. You know, there were different trends, different fashion looks back in the 80s. And so, you know, the makeup looks different today than what it used to X amount of years ago. So I'm just showing you what I used to do when I worked there. You know, and every girl is different. Every girl's eye shape is different. She's gonna do her makeup slightly differently than the girl next to her. And you know, when there's several Jasmines, we didn't all do our makeup exactly alike. We did it to how we felt we looked most like Princess Jasmine. And as long as cosmetology was happy, we were happy. So, except they used to yell at me for my sparkles. But I'm just throwing that out there in case you're like, how does Jasmine do her makeup exactly? You know, there's a lot of great Princess Jasmine makeup tutorials out there, so definitely Google search, because I kind of feel like my look is already more of a Middle Eastern girl's look. I've had guys come up to me and ask me if I was from Iran. They're like, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Iran. You look like the women of my country." So many times men have asked me if I was Middle Eastern, and they're actually from the Middle East, like these people that ask me if I'm Middle Eastern. So, and you know, a lot of the Jasmines that you'll see in the theme parks, they're Caucasian girls, white girls. My daughter's half white, so I'm not trying to offend white girls by calling them white girls. But yeah, you're gonna see Jasmines who are white girls playing Princess Jasmine. And so I think they do their best to look as Middle Eastern as possible. You know, I've had people message me upset that I wasn't ethnic enough to be Pocahontas. So I don't know what to tell you. I know that there's also girls who are upset that some of the girls who do Princess Jasmine they don't feel like they're ethnic enough. I'm sorry, I don't have the answers to everything, and you know, Caucasian girls are gonna do it, and just know that if you're Caucasian, you have a chance at being Jasmine, because casting likes a more Caucasian look, I guess. I don't know. Occasionally you'll get a girl like me who's a very Americanized Latina type girl, and then we get cast sometimes along with white girls to do the Jasmine character. So anyway, I don't know, and I, you know, the white girls that I worked with who did Jasmine, they just did their best to look as ethnic as they possibly could with the dark liner. And I personally used to look at a lot of Middle Eastern women and see how they did their makeup, and I would kind of get ideas and inspiration from them. So anyway, back to the eyeliner. I'm using Prestige Cosmetics. It is a liquid eyeliner. So I don't feel like this liquid liner really covered as well as I would have liked. I didn't use a liquid liner. I used when I used to do it, I used to use a gel liner. I don't have a gel liner right now because I've kind of been tired of gel liners. Baby girl is crying. I'm gonna use Scandal Eyes to kind of give, and this angled brush that I used for my eyebrows, I'm gonna use that to kind of go in a little bit more. Okay, and then I like to do the inner rim of my eyes as well. I'm actually just going to use the pencil. I've heard it's not good to put eyeliner on the inside of your eye area, but I did it. I do it all the time. And I'm just gonna use a little brush that I got at Target. I think it's by Sonia. And I'm just sort of smoothing out my eyeliner on the bottom. And I never really put mascara in my false eyelashes. You can. I chose not to. You can see my eyelashes from the side. I don't know, I felt like they were so kind of in your face already. Like I didn't want to really make them look super false. So you can see my eyes there. But I did put a little bit, or I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. Now time for some blush and bronzer, and I'm using Sephora, the sophisticated brand that they have. And I just take this little brush and I just kind of mix these two dark colors, and I just go sideways on my face like this. I don't know how to do sculpting. I'm not a professional makeup artist. This is just what I do to pretend that I have cheekbones. Just put this on. I might put a little bit on the side of my nose to kind of slim it up a little bit. Kind of blend it out a little. Then I come with this brush and I highlight the top a little bit underneath there. Just getting the highlighter. And I use this brush by Real Techniques, the Expert Face Brush, to try to blend out what I have done. What I remember cosmetology being really big about was they wanted pink cheeks. With me, I remember it used to drive me nuts. I felt like pink cheeks were something that women from the 1960s used to do. They were all about their pink cheeks or something. So I'm gonna use this Tarte, it's called Thrilled, and I'm gonna use that to create my pink cheek look. But Disney wanted more pink than what I think I'm gonna, well, I'll try to do what Disney made me do here. I hated it, like really, really red cheeks. I don't even know if I'm gonna go as big with the red cheeks in this video as they used to make me in the parks. I felt like a clown with pink cheeks at Disney. So, I don't know if they still make girls do their big pink cheeks, but I used to get yelled at for my sparkles and not having pink enough cheeks. Go add more blush, you need pinker cheeks. It's not enough blush, you need more blush. And I used to it drove me nuts. Because, you know, the fashion for the young folk, you know, these were older ladies in cosmetology sometimes, and the fashion for the young folk was not pink cheeks, but I don't know, just, you know, I was trying to be in vogue with my generation. I don't know, maybe pink cheeks are making a comeback, I don't know. So these were the cheeks that we would do, and when you had the full wig on, it all kind of worked, you know, like I wouldn't go out on the street like this. With this much blush on, but for the character it worked. So I have to kind of blend this down. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so just blend, blend, blend. When in doubt, blend. Blending kind of makes everything better. Okay, lip liner time. I'm using NYX, the color Ever. And I think I used to use MAC lip liners when I did it. Jasmine had a red lip. Like, I don't remember the exact color that Jasmine used. This color was very much like the Pocahontas color. This is Runaway by Buxom lipstick. And I'm gonna add a little bit of red to this because in the cartoon I remember Jasmine's lips were kind of reddish. And Pocahontas, it was more of a burnt color like what you see here, but Jasmine had more red. So this is a Kate Moss color by Rimmel London. I think it's number 107. So this is kind of more what the Princess Jasmine character that I remember to the best of my ability. It's been 10 years, people. This is kind of what she wore. Let me add this little sparkle headband. Push my hair back. So I think I'm done with the Princess Jasmine look. Let me, you know, get any, I didn't want lipstick on my teeth, so I would always, you know, stick my finger, get off any lipstick that might be inside my mouth. And yeah, I mean, I was ready to go. I'd put my wig on and put the little tape to keep my, you know, you used a big thing of tape here to keep the wig on. You had pins that you stuck all around the edges to keep the wig in place, and it stayed on pretty well. So, you know, and then I would just rock the Princess Jasmine look. Is this your diamond in the rough? Oh, Aladdin. Have you seen a boo anywhere? Have you seen a boo? Oh, I'd love to take a picture with you. May I sign your book? These were like the cheesy things I used to say, and you know, I'm like 20 pounds heavier than I was when I did Jasmine too, so I apologize if my face looks fuller than what the girls look like in the parks. My daughter just woke up from a nap. She wants to get all into the makeup that I have been using in this Jasmine makeup tutorial type thing. I hope you liked this video. My daughter is just making a mess of my makeup area. My goodness. Is mommy's makeup fun to play with?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Got my lipstick. What? I'm creating a monster here. So please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos, mom related, Disney related, what have you. Please share this video if you have a friend who likes Princess Jasmine or somebody who likes Disney princesses and you think that they would enjoy this video. Or if you just like the makeup look, you want to share it, you know, please. I love it when people like and share and subscribe to my channel. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Are you looking in the mirror? What do you see? Do you see a pretty little princess? Hello. You showing the camera? Show the camera mommy's CoverGirl makeup.